Welcome back to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and today we're gonna play a game called As Far as the Eye. Now this is like a traveling caravan builder game. It's really cool because you only have a limited time in each area and you need to gather the right resources and then you can move on to the next one, but you also are able to sort of like increase your caravan and carry some of the buildings to the next area, which is very, very cool. We're gonna be playing as the West tribes. Now we start off over here and we need to get here towards the eye. Now for that we can pick our path, so we could either go towards the small rainforest halt. For that we'll need 375 game or meat, 75 ore, and we need to have a pupil of a specific skills. We'll talk more about that later. Or we can go to the marsh, for which we need rations and knowledge. You gain knowledge by trading, for example. And finally we could go towards the medium ancient forest halt, for which we just need wood and stone. So we're gonna actually go towards that one. Now we're gonna jump towards the other map where we're going to be spending most of our time. Each of these white tiles are tiles where you can sort of explore if you wanted to. Now it's important that you place the caravan near some sources of wood and ideally food. Where we are right now is actually not the best place because we only have one source of wood, so once we deplete that, we're not gonna have some. So let's try to move a little bit around. We could move here and have two sources of forest here. We would be kind of destroying this place under us, which is gonna give us pepkins, but we don't mind, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna settle, and now we're going to gain our pupils. Now pupils are not just like random citizens of the game. They're very important, and each of them has these traits and perks. So let me read you about Quipo. Quipo is 30, so he gains more health, and he's also ageusic, so he cannot produce food, so he cannot be a chef or a baker. Essentially, these pupils do different jobs. They first of all change their form, which is kind of cool, so they're gonna look a bit different. But more importantly, they gain experience in that area, which will help them do it better. And once they get to a high enough level, they can specialize in that area and they can gain some skills that you wouldn't be able to use otherwise. We'll talk more about what skills those are later. So Quipo cannot do food, so we're gonna make Quipo, I think, we're gonna call him first of all Robert, after one of my patrons. I'm gonna make him the builder, okay? Next, we've got, Champu is faster, it's +1 action movement point, and he gains experience. He gets less experience per harvest. Actually, so slash that. Robert's not going to be a builder. Robert is going to be, he cannot produce food rations, but he could do other things. He could do like he could be like a miner. So let's make Robert the miner. This guy is going to be Arcus, and he's going to be my builder. Why a builder? Because he has extra movement and it takes a while before you can build your stuff, so it's a good idea to use your builder to essentially be an explorer until he can build things. Also, he's not great at harvesting, so it's a good idea to have him explore. And finally, we've got Juno is going to be Juju's, who it takes him one less turn to harvest, which is great, and he's eternal beginner, so he cannot specialize in a trade. So it's going to be like Juju's of all trades. Okay, Juju's all trade. So that means that he cannot be very good at anything, but he can do everything, which is useful. So first of all, we're going to start this off by picking Arcus the builder and telling him to go explore in this area. And then we will tell Juju's all trade to get wood, and the same for Robert the miner. Now we're going to take a turn. Now, as they move towards the resource point, which is here, they're going to try to, it will take them a few turns to gather that particular resource. Now we got a bonus here for Robert the miner. I believe that this is actually a bug because I've had this in my test game. It allows you to kind of pick an upgrade for absolutely everything, so we're not going to do that. We're going to pick one upgrade and that's it. So I wanted him to be a miner, so I'll make it easier for him to mine stone. You need to make it to give him more knowledge or to give him more harvest per cycle. We're going to pick this, but this, this is allowing me to essentially finish this whole line and everything, so we're not going to do that. That's like way too much on an upgrade. It's not supposed to go like this. Now the line on the bottom is a timeline that is showing you how many turns it takes before this halt is flooded. So that's essentially how many turns we have before we have to leave. No remains or things like that. Okay. Now we're also waiting till we can get 100 wood and then we can do more things. We still haven't found anything overly interesting, so let's keep moving. We'll tell Arcus to go this way. Okay. Okay, now we've got 100 wood, so we can start building things. So we're gonna grab Robert and we'll tell him to build stuff. So we can build 2 versions of each thing. So for example, we could build a quarry that's permanent. That means you cannot take it towards the next halt. Or you can build a mobile version of it, for which however we need ore and wool, which we don't have. And then you can move it to the next halt. So we're gonna build a quarry. You need to build a quarry right next to your source of stone, which is... Do we even have a source? Oh, we have a source of stone here. Okay, so we're gonna build the quarry right there. And we're going to... So Arcus is gonna build it. Once he does it, we're going to tell Juju's... Sorry, we're gonna tell Robert to go there and mine. In the meantime, Robert should continue gathering wood. That's super important. No, okay. And Arcus is going to do and build the thing. Might have misclicked it, might have told Robert to do it, but we want Arcus to do it because he's the best at it. Alright, so we are going to end our turn. Now, you need to, or you don't need to, but it's a good idea to build some mobile buildings as soon as possible because you can then carry with them to the other area. So what I will want to build is a mobile cookhouse, just this thing over here. It will cost me 100 wood, 100 stone, we can get that, but also 100 wool. Now in order to get wool, we first need to build a pasture. So I'm going to need another 100 wood, then I'm going to build the pasture, and then I'm going to use it to build a cookhouse that I can then take with me towards the next area. So that's kind of like our big plan. And so we're going to continue gathering some extra wood. We also found remains. Now remains, what they do is you can explore them and you can get some positive or negative effect. If we had a person who was specialized in being a herbalist or a druid, we could explore it and find out what happens in the remains. But because we don't, we actually can't do that. Okay, we've got another 100 wood. So as soon as Arcus is finished building the square, we're going to tell him to build the pasture. Okay, he's done with it now, so we're going to grab him. We're going to tell him, hey, go build a pasture over here next to these 2 things, which is going to give us wool. And in the meantime, we're going to grab Robert and tell him to go mine stone. This is going to give us stone. Now we are losing a lot of food because on each day, every pupil eats 6 rations, which is over here. If there are no rations available, they will start eating raw food and they eat more than... Wait, I can make it go away. Okay, they'll eat more than 6, so they're gonna kind of eat up a lot more of that. We finished the pasture. Now I'm going to grab Arcus the builder and I'm gonna tell him to take this rhinophilo, because the rhinophilos, they allow you to build things like market or things that are essentially adjacent to the main caravan, because they can carry it over when you move towards the next halt. Now we're almost at 100 wood again. Okay, we've gotten the rhinophilo, so now we're gonna grab Arcus and we could either tell him to go and gain the wool towards the pasture, which is probably the most important thing because we will want to build the cookhouse very soon. So we want to make sure we have stuff because, like I said, we already lost a lot of rations. We have a lot from the beginning, but still, you don't want to like overdo it. Now we're gonna need more wood. We need at least 325 wood because we need 100 to build the cookhouse and then 225 to build to move to the next halt. Also, we should think about what kind of food we're gonna be cooking in the cookhouse. So if you click on the cookhouse, you can either cook from pepkins, which we could get kind of just like in the area. I don't quite know here maybe, but there are not many resources. Or we could try to go towards the lake and fish. But for that we would need to build a fishery, which costs another 100 wood. We might actually do that. We'll see. We'll see. If we depleted some sources of wood, that's okay, because Juices will automatically move towards the next jungle and go over there. Also, I promised to show you how they kind of change look. So you can see the Jujus now is looking a bit different. This is how the Gatherers look. Now, because Robert is a miner, he looks a little bit different as well. You can see him over here. I think that's pretty cool how it kind of changes look. Let's go back to the original view. Now we've got 40 wool, so that's not enough to actually do anything useful. We are going to keep gaining more wood because we need it to build the fishery, which I think I'm gonna do. Or we could build something for hunting. We have a lot of these hills here. We might actually build something for hunting over here. So Arcus. Okay, we need to wait one more turn because he currently has 40 wool, and if you were to tell him to do something else, he would lose it. So we're gonna wait a turn. Now he has no wool, so now I can tell him, hey, go and build me a hunting lodge down here, and then we can tell them to hunt meat, which then they will cook in the cookhouse. So he's gonna do that. Now we're done with our stone. No, actually we are, because we have 252, we're gonna need 100 for the cookhouse, that's enough. So Robert the miner will now go and gain the wool instead. Yeah, because we don't have enough for the cookhouse just yet. Arcus, go and explore. Well, actually you're gonna be building the cookhouse soon, but not quite yet. Let's explore first. We have a few turns before Robert gets the wool that we need. Oh, we find another set of remains? Yes, so go and explore them. Okay. We've explored remains. Leeches, okay. It is cold and humid in these ruins. Arcus builder progresses slowly through deeper and deeper puddles and pools. Something is tickling their leg. A leech. Arcus builder gets rid of it quickly and flees the remains, but Arcus builder feels the fuel rising and starts feeling weak. The next 50 damage the explorer takes is doubled. Wow. Okay, so definitely let's try to not go there. That was not great. Okay, we have enough wool, so we can tell him now to go and build the cookhouse, the mobile one. We're gonna build it near this hunting lodge, so we're gonna build it over here. Actually, that wasn't a good place because it's right next to the caravan and we didn't need to do that. We should have left that place for like a market or something, but too late, too late. Now, we don't need any more wool, so instead we're gonna go tell Robert to get some meat. So he's gonna go and hunt. Unless, do we want... We could tell Jujus to hunt as well. No, we'll let Jujus to keep gathering. But that's okay. Now, again, we could like hover over this and look like Robert again looks a little bit different because he's now hunting. Okay, somebody has nothing to do. Arcus has nothing to do. You go and gain... You could work in the cookhouse, but we don't have any meat yet to be able to turn it into, so we need to wait till Robert gets that. So in the meantime, we're going to get some more wood. And once we have some wood, we're going to start using the cookhouse to make the meat. Now what's important is that the meat, the cookhouse does require some wood in order to be able to work, so we need to have some extra wood for that. Now we also gain some knowledge points. Now we don't have enough just yet, but once we gain enough knowledge points we could get an upgrade here. For example, we could get seduction, which would make it easier for us to gain a pack of animals, or we could pick vision, which would allow us to increase the range vision of the caravan, so when we're picking where we want to settle in the caravan we can see a bit more of the area. Okay, now Robert has gotten some meat, yes, so that means that I can now grab, actually not yet, I'm going to wait till, is it Arcus? Till Arcus goes home, yes, and now I'm going to go and tell Arcus to go and cook some meat. Now at this point we have enough resources to go to the next area, so I want to show you how that works. We can click on this area and we can first we can assign things that we want to carry to the next map. So we can grab some food, we can grab some resources by taking them, clicking on them and then placing them here, and we can fill this up, but whatever we can fit in there we're going to lose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up as much as I can. I'm also going to place this cookhouse building here because I really want that. You cannot rotate this, by the way, just so you know. Now we see that we have a lot of space left. We could get at least if we were to get rid of the wool, because we don't care about that, we could get at least 200 more wood and 200 more food. Well, actually, 100 more food. So we're gonna try to do that and also gain a little bit more meat before we move to the next area. Also, if you notice in the knowledge points, I don't know if I show you that, here we could increase the bag to gain more storage spaces. So, but for that we would need 30 wool, which we have, but we need 250 knowledge points. So we'll see if we can get that. Okay, we met another caravan. This is extremely interesting because we can go and talk to them. So we're gonna grab somebody. Arcus has nothing to do. Go and meet with them, and they might give us some bonuses. They might give us a new person. They might give us some resources. We'll see. So we're gonna move to talk to him. Now we could give them 100 stone. No, sorry, we could gain 100 stone and give them 50 wool. That's not bad. Or we could gain a new person. Now they give you people who are pretty good in skills, so we would definitely like this. Or they would help us by reducing the next travel cost by core. This is also very good, but we're gonna grab a new person. Now we've gotten a new pupil, Huey, who I'm going to be calling Timo. Now Timo, he has a resurrection. This is actually pretty cool. If he dies, you just get a new pupil, which is pretty great. He's hardworking, so he cannot be motivated to move unless he's going to work, so you cannot just tell him to explore. Now he's pretty good at fishing and hunting, so he should definitely be doing the job that currently Robert is doing. So this is going to be Timo the hunter. Now, what's important is that we only have space for 3 people. So that means that we can only assign jobs for 3 people. The 4th one will not be willing to work. In order to make the 4th one be willing to work, you need to grab somebody like Arcus and you need to build a camp. Now, in order to build a camp, we're going to need 1 pack animal. Do we not have that? I thought we got one. I guess we used it for something already. 50 wood and 50 wool. It's also a mobile building. I'm actually not going to bother doing that because we're almost immediately leaving. So we could do it towards the next area. However, any chance we'll be able to find another rhinophilo here? Because that would really help us out in the next area. Because if not, then we can't really... We can't... Tell Robert to just move around and do nothing, and we'll tell this other one to go and get the game. Because otherwise we can't really build the camp, so it's not going to be that effective for us. So we want to kind of try to explore, see if we can do it. Now, Robert the miner, you also just go and explore, just to see if we could get those animals. That'd be super useful. I don't see them there. You could also explore the ruins. Not Arcus. Oh, but we take a lot of damage if we try to do it, so we're not going to do it. Found lakes, but no rhinophilos. Oh, we've got one over here, so we're going to grab it. And we're going to try to take it with us. Okay, so that's... We could also tell Arcus... Actually, you can't tell Arcus to... Well, we could tell Arcus to go down here. Because then he could go towards the cookhouse once we get this rhinophilo. Also, do we have anybody... I forgot about that. Do we have anybody who doesn't eat if they don't work? No, doesn't seem like it. So there is an ability... We don't actually have that here. That's really useful, where essentially if your pupil is not working, they will not be eating. So this is especially useful in case like this, where we wouldn't be losing so much food. And we'll keep on waiting. You need to wait till he grabs this home. So we're gonna just wait for that. We can't tell Arcus to go into the cookhouse anyway, so we're just gonna keep waiting. And then... Okay, well, somebody has nothing to do. I guess go into the cookhouse now, but it doesn't really matter. Because... Oh, okay, we finished. Okay, good. So now... Oh, now we also have enough knowledge points, so what we could do now is we could use our knowledge to get We not have 30. Oh, we lost some wool, seriously? I don't know if I want to wait for them to get it. What are you doing? You're gathering wood. Just gather wool instead. Let's see. How are we doing space-wise here? I'm gonna place the cookhouse up here. Got these. We've got 260 meat. Oh, we actually have a lot of space now. Okay. The thing is, in that case, we might actually... How much would it cost us to build the camp here? Only 50 wool. So actually, we're gonna build the camp here, I think. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Okay, so who is working? So who is doing nothing? Arcus, and everybody else has a job, right? You... Yes, I think it's okay. You need to get that wool. Okay, now I'm going to tell Arcus the builder. Oh, I cannot tell him to build, can I? I don't think I can because... Oh, I can. I wasn't sure because technically it's giving him a job, but... Now, we've got a lot of meat. We're gonna need to send somebody towards the cookhouse. So, Robert, you've got nothing to do. Can I send you there? I can, not yet. As soon as Arcus finishes the building, then. So, we're gonna tell you to go and get the roasted meat. And Arcus can now go and grab more wood. Is that beneficial for us? I think maybe, you know what, maybe instead we're gonna tell Robert to go and mine some more. And we'll tell Arcus to go to the cookhouse. Yeah, and the reason for that is because if we were to go to get wood, it would take us a long while to get there, so it's not that beneficial, but stone we can get pretty easily. Now we should be gaining food. Yes, we are gaining a little bit of food every turn, which is good. So let's again check how it would look for us to move. Cookhouse. The camp will go automatically because the Rhinophil is going to grab it with himself. Yeah, we have still plenty of space, I think. We're gonna place 3 of these, or even 4 of these here. And the 70 and 40. Okay, so because it's nearing the end of the episode, we're actually gonna go. So now we're in a new area. We can start to choose where we want to place our caravan and begin again. Now this is, by the way, the aura. So in order to remove that permanently, we're actually going to need a druid, which we don't have. So we need to move somewhere else to explore the resources elsewhere. Or we're always going to need to have like a regular person remove the aura. But then it only removed, I believe, for like a turn or 2. So then you gotta kind of consistently do that. It's just interesting. And then we can also pick where we want to go next. So we have a couple of options. We could go here towards the cannon halt, for which we need spices, and then herbalist level 2. Here we need knowledge, which we have, and ore and herbalist level 1. And here we just need, again, spices or herbalist level 2. But I think we're going to end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, write down in the comments, and you can click on the right to watch another traveling city builder called Agoria, or a traveling game. I'll see you there. Bye bye.